to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this they new shit.
In offensive and defensive each week, once you've made your game plan, choose to.
Champion, yeah, we here. Reaching my goals, I do not feel ashamed. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained, I'm prepared for the...
Today, from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, it's week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Houston Texans taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And look at this. Right away, a loose football.
Recovered by the receiver.
Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
I know teams always talk about having a 24-hour rule after a game, and eventually we end up rolling our eyes. But it works both ways, right? 24 hours if you win, 24 if you lose. But, boy, it's a fun 24 when you win the game. And you win NFC Offensive Player of the Week, isn't it?
Absolutely. He'll buy some time right. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6. Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 at the 19. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Lead. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Out now comes two-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 4th year now in the league as he gets set to operate this Houston Texans offense.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week, in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. First down, here's the run with Cook. They find some open field here. Cook able to escape. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point.
They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Taken in the end zone, and this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. From the 31, Watson looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
To the sideline.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. Abdullah to return. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted.
And the Vikings 1st down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Texans nothing.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. High. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turn to the side.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense.
Well, their first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins.
They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively. Scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Now to return, this is David Johnson. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. And a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. Powers through it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how...
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook has won a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Johnson now returning. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the 2nd quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Caught left side by Kyle. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Pass complete from Watson to Akins. And the ball is knocked out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
I don't care how you look at it, how you cut it, how you parse it. Adam Thielen continues to be an absolute marvel, coming from where he did, Division III football, to being one of the top receivers in the NFL. But it's going to be vital for the Vikings in 2020 to keep number 19 on the field, especially since he lost his old running mate, Stephon Diggs, to the Buffalo Bills. And a hamstring injury last year really held his numbers in check. His lowest receiving yardage since 2015. Look for another breakout from Adam Thielen after plays like that.
And he couldn't hang on. Almost an interception there defensively. Instead, it brings up 4th.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Airing it out deep for Smith. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll throw again. Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen in the final seconds of the first half as his guys continue to pour it on. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now here's Johnson. And he returns this to the 22. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago. And it's the Bears who have the lead. Anthony Miller, a touchdown reception. From there, it's off to North Carolina to check on the Panthers at home in Charlotte. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Christian Kirk, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Michael Thomas, a touchdown reception. In the game you're watching, it's been Kirk Cousins with a hot hand in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Here comes Johnson on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find some... something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Throwing again on second down. Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Out of the gun, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
First and 10 at the 40.
Now it's Lindsey. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And that's caught out wide by Cooks. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And the Vikings pick up the football. The 40. The 30. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the not by much, trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
And he tiptoes around defenders for a gain of about 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's able to skip away from that first defender on his way to a pickup of 5. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside at 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
Touchdown.
Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And his kick is good. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Returning it, Johnson. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And here comes Abdullah on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the third, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. Play fake, Cousins. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You're watching the NFL. On EA Sports. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. After the interception, here's Watson. David Johnson here on the catch. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
There's a good catch by David Johnson. Good enough for a first down. And remember, come out of the University of Northern Iowa, he had played receiver his first couple of years in college before shifting to running back. Used to seeing the ball in the air. And when he's on his game, he's an excellent pass receiver.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. The Texans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. To the air yet again. Watson got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking with those big...
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on fourth down. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just handle their targets. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded in the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of him. And he's going to go down again. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. One last throw here for Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Minnesota, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the... Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
just take a sip.